This is Inner Kid Keto. I'm your host, Linda Schiller Hanna. This is segment 70. And today we're going to talk about anger. It just happens that where I am right now, there's a thunderstorm. So if we suddenly hear a big kaboom, it's the universe doing sound effects. We'll see if that happens. Meanwhile, I've got a few things to share with you about anger. I grew up in a home where there was anger and violence, and became hypersensitive to anger. The whole walking on eggshells syndrome, some of you can relate. And so I've got little Linda back here, and if you see, I'm going to bring her up for a second. I'm going to bring her up, little Linda. We've covered her with these pipe cleaners. And what those represent are that hyper-vigilant energy going out. Safe, not safe? Is somebody coming? Is somebody going to hit me, yell at me? Oh my God, I am so anxious. This is a great training for being a psychic or surviving in a war, but it's not great training for being happy and living safely in the world. Let's hope that none of you need this much hypervigilance and raw nerves sticking out. But I really wanted a visual to help you understand that if you're feeling threatened, this is what your energy field's doing. Okay? Poor little Linda. Another way is you can be in a shell, just hide in the shell, all squinched down. And I found this amazing shell purse thing, which is very hard. You can see it's very hard shell. I don't know if maybe it's a cow bone thing. I mean, cow horn thing. I don't know if I think it's a seashell. So I've got the little baby bunny in there, hiding in the shell. My goal for you, and for myself, I'm okay, but my goal for all of us is to be able to live comfortably in this world. Come out of our shell. Come out of our layers of fat and live safely in the world without all this stuff all over us. Without all this need to be hypervigilant, with all this trauma stuff stuck on us. Like, it can be just safe to be ourselves without worrying about somebody yelling at us, hurting us, screaming at us, dissing us. I got a call from someone this morning who was going through tremendous pain due to having been treated poorly by a member of his family. And it really helped me figure out what we need to talk about today. So we're going to have little Linda safer. We're going to hopefully have you safer. And I'm going to give you some anger hacks. How to handle it, how to deal with it. Here's a painting I did about a year ago. One of the things they recommend is non-dominant hand painting, and this is pretty much that. Help! I'm afraid to speak up. He can't hear me. Well, just say I was having issues with a person in my life, and this is what I did about it. Okay? There you go. And I survived it, but it helped to put it on canvas, to make it visual, to prove to myself that I'm hearing me. I have a feedback loop for myself, that I feel anxious, afraid, upset, tight. Anyone who's had weight issues probably deeply relates to these kind of feelings. Deeply. Because what we usually do is stuff ourselves rather than speak up or act out. That's what has been a pattern. And that was in many of our childhoods and our homes. That was the only thing we could do. Here's a boat scene. This is Jesus walking on water, but that general sense of alarm and trauma, big storm, and here I'm talking about we're having a storm right here where I live. Help! I'm sinking! The world's coming to an end! Oh my God! Raise your hand if you can relate to walking on eggshells. The world's coming to an end. Hypervigilance. Nerve endings at raw. I'm seeing thousands of hands around the world, and I'm so sorry. But I'm going to give you some tools, anger hacks. You see those hacks on TV, on YouTube for how to clean your kitchen or how to do. Well, I'm going to give you some hacks for your feelings about anger. I want to remind you that anger and hurt live in the same pocket. Same pocket. So when you feel hurt, a cover for that might be anger. If either of those feelings are coming up, it is not time to abandon you. It is time to lean into you, love you, listen to you, take care of you. If you're in physical danger, get the heck out of there, right? Get the heck out of there. Go in the bathroom and lock the door, get in the car and drive away, or call the police. Depends on how serious it is, but if a person's dangerous, what are you doing there? Maybe this relationship needs to be thought over and revamped. Sometimes people are just mean. They just say mean and nasty things day after day, and you kind of get numb to it because it's gone on so long. It's just like, this is my normal. This is my awful normal. Oh, there it goes again. I'm so used to this, even though I hate it. I don't want to see it. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to deal with it. God, no, I don't want to deal with it. The downside of losing weight with the keto system and not having carbs to numb out and drug those feelings is they're going to start to be really keenly felt. You're not going to be able, it's a drug. You're not going to be able to numb out the crap. This is a fish or cut bait time. This is a time to make some choices. This is a time to say, maybe my body knows something that I need to do to take care of myself. Maybe this relationship sucks and I no longer need to stay here. Take a breath on that one. Ooh. I'm not telling anybody to leave, but I'm encouraging you to at least notice what's going on. One of the most powerful things I've learned to do to get in touch with real feelings is to do some writing or art or something with my non-dominant hand. Since I'm normally right-handed, I would use my left. If you're left-handed, you would use your right. Don't worry about spelling, handwriting. It can be big, awkward, messy. I feel upset. I feel sad that what I really need is, why aren't they there for me? I wish that. Fill in some of those blanks. Pay attention, because your authentic self comes out with those tools. Pay attention. Those are real feelings. Real feelings matter. Safety matters. So now I'm going to flip over and just let's have a moment of silence for those feelings, for anyone among us or anyone anywhere in the world who's feeling downtrodden, terrified, abused, suffering, with a heavy-handed person or people or government, wherever it's hitting your life, because I notice we're beginning to get people from all around the world. God bless you. Thank you for showing up wherever you are. Thank you. So I'll just do a little meditation. Father, Mother, God, you know who all of us are, who have these anxieties, these fears, these traumas. And today we're giving you agency, we're giving you power, we're giving you our burdens, and we're asking you to step in, to do divine intervention, to give us strength, courage, tools, awareness, and wisdom to deal with whatever's going on, whether it's to protect ourselves, our children, our pets, our community, whatever it is. We hand you power. We ask you to help us. And we will take We will pay attention to insights, ideas, strategies that you bring into our hearts, minds, and souls as a result of this meditation. And if I need to listen to this, if you need to listen to this 10 times in a row for every single day until it clicks for you, until you have that courage you need, keep doing that. Because this is not random. This message is in your inbox for a reason. Some of you don't need this, but some of you need it very badly. Monday night, we started our Pete Walker group, the PTSD growth group, and there's only 4 or 5 of us, so it's nice and small right now. It's not too late to join. We're still in the very beginning pages. You haven't missed that much. We certainly welcome anyone who wants to do that. If you want to sign up, it's only $10 a month, innerkidketo.com. If you have trouble getting through our financial system in there somewhere, just email me at linda@lightworker22 and we'll work it out for you. All right, so down to the tools. Oh, there's here, can you hear the thunder? It's happening. I don't know if you can hear it or not. If somebody does something to upset you, annoy you, drive you crazy, a question you can ask is, what good reason did you have for doing or saying such a thing? I actually had a fight with somebody when I was living in Mexico, and I was really ticked off about something. I asked him that question, and he said, cultural differences. And you know what? He was right. It was a cultural difference, something I had never thought of. And I was able to laugh it off and not take it so personally and tuck it away for experience and maybe for just this message today. So sometimes people do have a good reason. We just don't see it. We're not always in the right, even though we'd like to be. I used to work in an office in Emeryville, California, as a medical transcriber. And there were about 4 or 5 of us girls, and we would have a weekly meeting. We'd go into the boss's little room, and we would chit-chat, and we would just air our grievances. And I remember going in with, I had kind of attitude. And I started saying, well, I don't like this, and I don't like that, and I was just kind of spouting my stuff. And one of the other ladies, who was another secretary, said, I'm not comfortable with this line of talk. I shut right up. I realized I was just being complaining. I wasn't being positive. I wasn't being proactive or helpful. If somebody's going on, droning on and on with something that just seems like, if you don't think you're going to get hit for saying it, you might say, I'm not comfortable with this line of talk. Or this doesn't serve me. Or I don't feel good about this. Excuse me, I don't have space for this. Now you'll know if in your situation, if that could get you hit, be careful. But be aware that you have some verbal cues and tools you can use. Another time I was working in a store in Vallejo, and I was the manager of one department, and I walked into the office of a manager of another department, and I had some stuff I was upset about, and she could see my energy coming through the door. I was ready to and you know what she said? How can I help? I immediately dissolved. I immediately softened. I didn't get resistance, pushback. I felt heard and safe. End of trauma. I don't even remember what the issue is, but I sure remember the lesson. How can I help? If you're dealing with angry people in your life, you may be able to just ask them, how can I help? If that ball of energy is coming at you. Sometimes you're in a situation where you can't do a thing about it. Maybe you have a very abusive boss. You need your job desperately. You've got 3 little kids. There's no other choice. You live in a small town. There's no other choice. There's no other choice, at least not yet. And you have to live with the feelings. But there are things you can do, wink, wink, because these have helped too. You could write that person's name on the bottom of your shoe and walk around on it all day long. Your little secret, I'm back at you. You don't even know I'm walking on you all day. Or you could get a picture of them and put it in the toilet. And I don't have to tell you what to do with that, or just write their name and put it in the toilet. I don't have to tell you what to do with that. But that might make you feel more powerful. They don't have to know what you're doing. Now, I'm not talking about black magic here. I'm talking about releasing some pent-up stuff that you really can't, you don't want to fight back, you don't want to lose your job. So sometimes the situation is you just need to release your own pain. Another symptom of held in anger can be a very tight stomach, like, "Arr." Here comes more thunder. I don't know if you hear it, but here comes some more. It's like it's perfect. Or just tension, anger, upset. I was taught that you can growl, and try to growl deep into your belly, not up here in your throat, not a throat growl, but a belly growl, and get it out there. I remember being upset with a new boss. I had a lot of bosses, I guess that's the thing. And I went outside of the building, around the side of the building on a break, and started growling, because I felt so anxious. And he came around the building and saw me and said, "What are you doing?" I said, "Oh, sorry." And I came in. Sometimes I got busted for letting it out. I have the pleasure of living in places where there's rivers and streams, and you can, if you're in a desert, this may not work, but you can take rocks and throw them in the river. Take that, take that, take that. Or you might take a stick and pound it on a tree. Release it. Nobody has to hear you. Just get it out. Pound, pound. Physical expression. A lot of people do sports or running because that's a way they can process and release the anger out of their body. If you just sit and watch TV and eat bonbons all day, it's going to build up. You can end up with a heart attack. God bless you. We don't need that. One time I was working on some really heavy abuse stuff, and I was living in a place where there was snow on the ground. It was way too cold to go outside. And I really needed to release some stuff. So I had been saving jars, like mayonnaise jars and stuff. I'd cleaned them out and I put them under my kitchen sink. I had about 4 or 5 jars. And I really needed to express anger. And so I got a couple of rugs, like bathroom rugs, things like that. And I wrapped those jars in those rugs so I wouldn't get hurt. And then I took a rock that I had and I just pounded and pounded, and I could hear the glass shatter inside out. Crash, crash, crash. And that released pent-up stuff. There's many ways to do this. And of course, the absolute best thing I ever had the pleasure of doing was going to the Kubler-Ross externalization program, the life, death, and transition workshops she held for years for people with HIV, AIDS, and people who had lost loved ones to death and other trauma. And I got a scholarship to that, and it was absolutely life-changing. And I've shared this before, but she had these twin-size mattresses on the floor, giant phone books, and you got a heater hose from the auto parts store. They're real hard and thick, and we just pound the hell out of those phone books till the pages were flying. You can go to the auto parts store and get your own heater hose. Last time I bought one was about $8. That's many years ago. Even if it's 20, so what? And you might just lay on your own bed and pound the hell out of it. You might let your neighbors know I'm processing. I'm not hitting the wife or kids if they're close. So choose your location and your timing, obviously. One other good way, a lot of us get a lot of packages now with Amazon and stuff. Boxes come in. We did this in one of my groups. Get a box. Think about who you're mad and just crush the box with your feet, your legs. You're hearing this crushing. Oh, take that, take that, take that. That energy, pushing out that energy, I feel better. And anyway, free-floating anger, just let it out. Oh my gosh. So I'm also in Coach Michelle's group, Inner Work Support Sessions. And she brought this up in our group yesterday, and I wanted to mention this. She says, anger is, I didn't get my way today. Resentment, I didn't get my way yesterday. Fear, I don't think I'm going to get my way tomorrow. We don't always have to have our way, but we have to have our safety, our integrity, our self-esteem, respect. We're talking basics. I don't always get the chocolate ice cream and you wanted vanilla. That's different. But when it comes to just self-care, agency, safety, I feel like I'm talking seriously because some of you need serious. One more thought I'm going to wind up with. And I learned this at Heart Song when I was going to my psychic development school. They said, if the situation is so bad you want to leave your body, take your body with you. The person I was with at that period of my life was very dangerous and angry, and one day he grabbed me and he was going to put my head through the plate glass window, just rammed me like a battering ram. And I grabbed I twisted away, ran out the door, called the police. I said, is it against the law to hit your girlfriend? And they said, yes. Are you okay? And I said, I think so. Take your body with you. They referred me to a women's domestic violence group. I went there. A girlfriend took me in, and I never looked back. I had to work on gray rock. I've talked about gray rock before, where when you see them, you don't pick up a gray rock, you keep walking on by. But I've had history of this stuff, and I'm not just talking because I read this in a book. If a situation's so serious and so scary, you want to leave your body and split off and dissociate, take your body with you. Many of us who have used food to numb out and go silent and go small, when we stop eating that stuff, when we start doing a keto food plan and the weight goes off, all of a sudden those feelings are enormous. I'm here to remind you to take care of yourself at a whole new level. Not just eat right, but take care of your feelings. You matter. I matter. We matter. Together we rise. All right. I hope there's something in here you can use. I'm coming back every single day for a year. This is number 70. I figure I'm going to run out of topics after a year, but right now they keep coming into my mind. I love to hear from you. Feel free to send us a message or comments. And you can subscribe if you want. If you like us, we appreciate it. I don't believe in guilt tripping people into that. It either makes sense for you or not. But on any event, thanks for sitting through this. This was not an easy session. But if you'll use even one of these tools, they'll turn the corner. Non-dominant handwriting, write their name on the bottom of a shoe, break some glass, pound on the bed. Did you mean to hurt my feelings? They'll be hopefully stomp on a box. Hopefully there's some healthy way in here for you to get in touch with, own, honor your anger. It's a healthy part of living. It's a normal part of living to be angry when somebody hurts you. But how we deal with it has to be smart and clever. I'm giving you some tools. And here comes the boom. I just saw the flash. I don't know if you can hear it. There it is. Thank you, God, for punctuating this session. Love you guys. See you next time. Bye for now.